And Dennis said, well, okay, I admire your bravery. Let me take a look at the tooth. Well, the guy turns to his wife and says, honey, show him your tooth.
Jerry Nackman's coming up.
If your cake stays hot to the last press.
The law or something.
So therefore, yeah.
And therefore they're ignoring it. And Bob Herbert got upset because it's a rich bar and you can't do it in the other places.
Well, special circumstances for special people. Not
for
good.
The rich white people.
That's it. Well, either that or go to Hoboken's 8th Street Tavern.
Or to Uncle Jack's.
Or to Uncle Jack's, sure.
I mean, meet Janice.
Get drunk.
Apparently, though, she's drinking at home. Not a good sign.
No, not at all. And you would know.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't be sitting at home, diving into Jack drunk. I mean, just
that's ugly.
Walking around in sweatpants and
peeing on your couch.
Oh, man.
Falling asleep and just...
no.
Oh, my God.
Old pizza carton sitting around. Not good. 3Fs they are.
You want the best values in America? Then hurry in now.
I don't know. I don't know if I can read him or not.
Well, why not?
Will someone please cut the senator a break and get him off here so he can get back to Geritol? Jesus, it sounds like you got wheeled some visiting World War II vet out of the Senate Infirmary and handed him a phone.
Then wait a minute. That's unkind.
One president lied about blowjobs, and one president lied to the American people and started a war. Okay. Apparently from Danny Goldberg. No, not Danny. That's the point, Danny. He's not like that, is he?
No.
That would be from Paul Begala.
No, he's a pretty darn fair individual.
This old fool should just stick his lion head back in the sand.
Oh, my God.
Maybe the Iraqi sand. Not even a few days rest on a ranch would help this diminution. Stop letting him on your show. Hey, I mean, how much do you think your senator friend had to drink this morning?
I don't like any of this.
He sounded like you 20 years ago. I love to listen to these neocons trying to backtrack on the weapons of mass destruction. Oh no, we never said that was the only reason we were going into Iraq.
No, we didn't.
Well, I don't know. It's not good. They're legitimate questions to ask. I mean, it's just...
Of course they are.
They weren't the reasons. I mean, whether the reasons were good or not, or whether, obviously, it was... the Iraqi people are better off, or perhaps will be here shortly, but... So, I don't know. 11 minutes after the hour. What else going on, Charles?
To that end, Secretary of State Powell, defending the U.S.-led invasion of Iraq in Rome, Powell said the Iraqi regime had to be changed, quote, because it refused to comply with the will of the international community.
Also one in North Korea, then. We'll change that one.
Maybe.
Just one in Iran.
Well, just patience.
Oh, okay.
Secretary Powell noted, quote, the Iraqi people are free, which you just said, They're liberated. They no longer live under a regime that would lie to the international community or deny its activities. And he said, that, quote, an extensive, get that word?
Mm-hmm.
Effort to locate weapons of mass destruction continues.
Well,
so, just cool your rockets there, would you?
Should have followed Frances's advice and ship some in there.
No question.
No
come on. Question.
Oh, here's Janice Dean now with a little look at what's coming up in the world of scum. Janice, this is not a good image that you're projecting here.
I was listening to some of your comments.
Well, no, but
earlier. It's not a pink bathrobe, Chuck, but the track pants are right on.
Yeah. There's no question.
And, I usually just have a couple of drinks just to loosen up before I go out, but what's been happening lately is that a couple of drinks turns into a few more, and then I can't drive my car anywhere.
And you can't go out, you're stuck home.
Right.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Got an email here from somebody who wants to date you if you want to hear it.
Yeah, what is it?
It says, Janice Dean, please pass along. I'd like to take Janice out. I find it hard to believe she can't find a good date in the city. She's awfully attractive. I want to take her out sometime. Lives in Connecticut. He's an exec for GE. He's very fit. He's into outdoor sports. And here it is. He's had a crush on Janice since she first came on the Imus show.
I thought Bob Wright was married. Oh, no, that maybe that's Jack.
Yeah, is it a present executive or former?
More likely I know from Jack Welch, yeah.
Pick me up at 8.
Hey, before we go, dispense with this foolishness for a second, let's go to Don Teague in Asheville, North Carolina. Good morning, Don.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing just great. We are waiting here for the arrival of Eric Rudolph. You know, he's due in court at 10 o'clock this morning, and he hopped on a helicopter. Authorities moved him out of the county jail where he's been staying in Murphy, North Carolina, a little over an hour ago. And he's en route here, so this courthouse is surrounded by police. They've even got cops up on rooftops with rifles. Really heavy security here for his arrival here that we expect to happen sometime within the next hour or so.
Well, why would there be all of this security? What would they be expecting to happen to him? Somebody to try to do...
Yeah, you know, they haven't said specifically. It was sort of interesting that the first day or so that he was in custody, there wasn't a lot of security at the county jail where he was. There was just typical jail security. And then all of a sudden, basically an army of security showed up around the jail. At the same time, that's when they said that the local police officers who apprehended him would no longer be available to talk to us. So there's been some discussion over whether or not there have been some threats made by people who might be supporters of Rudolph's in the area, but honestly, the feds haven't said anything specifically about it.
Once they caught him and took him into custody, Don, how long was it before they figured out who he was?
They figured it out pretty quickly. There was one of the police officers, actually a sheriff's deputy, who was called as backup on the initial stop that night. And remember, this happened about 3:30 in the morning, Saturday morning. And although the arresting officer didn't recognize Rudolph, the sheriff's deputy who arrived there to back him up.
Out, Data.
Oh, God.
I'm a lot of fun on dates.
Oh, man. What's wrong,
I go out
Janice?
to dinner, a little drive-through at the White Castle, 6-pack of Old English 500.
Right.
Yes, of course.
And what's for dessert?
Back to my place for some consensual rough sex.
I'm in.
No.
The season has been a little dry lately. I'll
Hey, Janice.
do anything. Yes, sir.
Doesn't have to be non-consensual. Couple of Zoloft in your drink, you'll have your ankles in the ashtray to the backseat of my Navigator in no time.
So thanks, champ. We'll
See,
maybe
that's
get
what's wrong
back.
with you white dudes. Fine-looking white woman like Janice stay at home on the weekends getting herself drunk. She could be getting drunk at your house.
Well,
Is there a bar at the ranch?
A good drunk woman.
Is there a bar at the ranch?
oh, yeah, there's a bar. There's a saloon here, actually, yeah.
Excellent.
So,
Me and Mike can maybe...
There's no alcohol in it, Janice.
Oh, like a juice bar.
Yeah, it's a... Actually, you could get chemotherapy, actually, is what you can get. So...
Just BYOB, Janice. You got a flask?
What did you say, friend?
Well, Janice doesn't know how lucky she is. Doesn't have some bastard to answer to or tell her what to do or wonder where they're going to go. You got it made.
You're right, Fred.
Sounds like your marriage is going great, friend.
Just enjoy it, you know? I mean, you don't have to deal with anything.
Do you think me drinking at home alone is a
I
bad...
think it's just great. The minute she married.
Pete Domenici?
Yeah,
He was probably
a good...
he was probably married about 70 years ago, I'm sure.
Yeah, you and Pete getting in this tank early in the morning. Yeah, that might
sounds
be a
like
good
fun. It's the best offer I've had in a while.
What's coming up in the world of scum, Janice?
Well, basically, singer Carney Wilson is going to show off her newer, slimmer body in Playboy. She lost 150 pounds.
Right.
Why would anybody want to see that in Playboy?
Now,
Anybody?
You can say this about her. She belongs in National Geographic. There's no question. That woman is a beast.
No, come on here. I mean,
She
you
looks
know.
a little better after losing 150 pounds. But after you lose that much weight, isn't there a lot of skin and stuff
Right.
that just sort of, like, hangs
And
there?
there's a lot of hidden fat, you know. Well, it would be interesting to see the magazine
Would you pick it up?
if it was laying around.
But you wouldn't go out and buy it with your hard-earned money.
Not at all, no.
Lou?
No. No. If it fell on my doorstep, I'd give it away.
Didn't she have her operation, had her stomach stapled on the internet or something?
Yeah,
Ugh, come on, baby.
yeah. it's not good. And it was
That
bound
was a
to
good
happen.
move, by the way, to be in Wilson Phillips, too. With,
I'd rather have sex with Mookie Wilson than this, this animal.
I mean, no.
She doesn't look that bad. I saw a recent interview with her, and she
No,
looks
she looks
all right. Yeah.
And her dad's, of course, in good shape. Brian Wilson.
Runs in the family.
Yeah,
He doesn't even know where he is.
All great.
Well, that's Thanksgiving at their house, you know. Food falling out of his mouth. And
Are you going to finish that?
jerked a turkey leg out of her hand. Oh,
Doesn't know
God.
what year it is.
So, Fred, how'd you do in your, what did you pick, the car race, right?
I picked Mark Martin, who finished a very strong, competitive 18th.
He could have backed around the track and done better.
You know, here's the odd thing, that last week I picked Terry Labonte,
Yeah.
and he finished right around 18th.
Right.
So what that tells me is I'm able to pick who's going to finish 18th. However, I can't pick the winner.
I often think about on Monday when I check the results of the NASCAR races, Fred, when exactly you were labeled as our NASCAR expert. And what exactly were your qualifications?
I've race right in almost 3 years now.
How are those welts, those bites you were talking about a
They're
couple
going
weeks
away
ago?
because I got the stuff, the cutter stuff, I think they call it.
Oh,
It said right on the can, makes you invisible to bugs.
there you go.
And it absolutely works.
Came with a sponge.
And then I got the other stuff that if
Makes you invisible to your wife.
Then I got the other stuff. Say there's one bug that I'm not invisible to.
Right.
Then I got the stuff that you put on and it doesn't make it itch.
Your wife never got these bug bites, right?
No, she didn't. I don't know why.
Maybe it's because she doesn't have a crust on her.
She's in a different house.
With a roof on it.
Well, he's in Texas and she's in Oklahoma. So.
How those bites, Fred?
What else going
I
on,
wouldn't
Fred?
be far away. Far enough away.
No.
I mean, Oklahoma's just one state over, you know.
Right. Well, what else going on, Fred?
This wealthy attorney is driving down the street,
Yeah.
and he's sitting in the back of his limo,
Yeah.
and he sees these two guys out by the side of the road eating grass. So he pulls over and he says, "Man, what are you guys doing?" He said, "Well, you know, the guy said, we don't have any money or food or anything, so we're eating this grass." And the attorney said, "Well, you know, jump in the limo, I can help you out." And one of the guys says, "Well, you know, we got our families with us and stuff, so about 10 of them pile into the limo." And the one guy says to the attorney, says, "Sure appreciate you helping us out like this." And the attorney says, "Hey, no problem. The grass over at my house is about a foot tall."
32 after the hour.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Physicians are examining how vaccinations might be affecting the current rise in autism.
Very important, you know what I'm saying?
Very important.
You be talking about the Devils and the Ducks and all this hockey and all that. Black people don't watch hockey. Black people don't play hockey. Black people don't care nothing about no hockey. You know what I'm saying, bro?
I don't necessarily think that's the case anymore.
No, that's the case, man. I'm telling you that right now, straight from the hood. You know what I'm saying? The other thing you was talking about, the ESPN's best athlete of all time.
Right.
Yeah, that's the most outrageous thing I ever heard you say, bro.
Why is that?
Who was it?
I think it was Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth!
What about Muhammad Ali and Michael Jordan?
Nah. Babe Ruth transcended professional sports.
He was a fat drunk. He could barely get around the bases, bro. You want to back that statement up, man?
You don't think Babe Ruth transcended professional sports?
Because he was white?
No. Race had nothing to do with it.
My boy couldn't walk up the block without stopping to catch his breath and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Malik, I think he had some issues when it came to the extracurricular stuff, but I think when you take a look at Babe Ruth, you got to admit he was as dominating as it gets.
You want to back that statement up face to face, bro?
I'd love to.
All right, you know where I'm at now?
Where you at?
Way Street. I'm going to be waiting outside your studio. I'm coming down there right now. And you going to back it up with me and you, face to face.
Let's get it on.
Bro.
Let's get it on.
Come on outside, man.
Let's get it I'm ready.
Let's do it, bro.
That's enough.
Now, you heard that one. You want to hear what Bernie did to me 2 years ago? Want to hear the difference here?
Yeah.
Here's Bernie and me when I first started working here.
I'll take this call. It's Jamal, and Jamal's in Jamaica this morning. Good morning, Jamal. You're on the fan.
Yeah, what's up, Steve?
Hey, Jamal, nice to talk to you again.
Yeah, that's all right. What you mean again? I ain't never called before.
Oh, that's perfect. Well, thanks for calling for the first time, then.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, so what's up, man?
What's up with you?
Nah, man, I'm upset, you know?
No, why? What's wrong with you?
Nah, nobody want to sign Houston for $100 million. Man, what's up with that?
Well, what would you rather do instead?
I'll leave him in there.
Leave him in where?
Yeah, why is everybody complaining?
Oh, you're happy that he got the money?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, it seems like a lot of money, Jamal, for a guy who's a good ball player, but certainly not great. $100 million, I mean, that's got to be a great player, no?
That's a good man, you know what I'm saying? Ain't got no rings, but it's a good man, you know what I mean?
I don't know if he's a good man. I don't really know him personally. I just don't think he's worth $100 million.
Yo, I can't take this Yaromir Yaga crap no more, you know what I mean?
Why, you don't like Yaromir?
I don't like hockey anymore, you know what I'm saying?
No, why? What happened to you?
I don't like you neither, you know what I mean?
No, that's okay.
I read about your ass in the paper.
All right, that's the end of that.
Nah, I ain't playing, man. I ain't playing either. You know where I'm at, too? I'm right outside the building.
Hey, how come I can't shut this guy off?
I'm outside the building. Come on outside, man.
Hey, Marcel, how come I can't shut this guy off?
Man. I'm going to drive your ass home, you hear me?
You see what's going on over here? You know, you see, you did this on purpose for me, Marcel.
I'm going to drive you home, too.
All right, shut this guy off, will you?
Come on upstairs, man.
All righty, take it easy, will you?
Come on, I'm driving your ass home. You ain't going to get there neither.
Is this Ivy or what? Which one is it? Which one is it? Come out and if you're a real man, tell me who you are.
You're a punk-ass bitch, that's what I'm saying.
Great, that's great stuff. Well, thank you very much.
Pick on some girls, man.
Speaking of Dwight, here's Dwight and Buck on.
I came here looking for something I couldn't find anywhere. Hey, I'm not trying to be nobody. I just want a chance to be myself. I've spent 1,000 miles of coming. Yes, I've worn blisters on my heels, trying to find me something better here on the streets of Bakersfield.
Imus in the morning.
We know you comparison shop. You come to Travelocity, check out an airfare, and then run off to see if you can find a better deal. But it's okay. You'll be back. Because Travelocity consistently has the most low fares, making Travelocity the final destination of comparison shoppers everywhere. And right now, you'll find even bigger savings on everything from flights, hotels, cars, vacations, even cruises during Travelocity's easy-going summer sale. Travelocity. See site for details, AOL keyword travel.
Time to break out the barbecue there big time. A Wild Oats Natural Marketplace is here to help. Fresh, juicy, all-natural chicken and beef, each flavorful bite free of added hormones, antibiotics, or preservatives, which means you ain't getting no junky chicken. That's right. You get nothing but strung out there in the hen house. How about some fresh seafood? Unlike other stores, Wild Oats Seafood contains no fillers to fake plumpness and weight and no phosphates additives to modify flavor. So y'all check it out, Wild Oats. All right. Do something, you need a creative gift to celebrate Father's Day or to congratulate a graduate. Do something fun and memorable and send an authentic Vermont teddy bear. That's what I hope I get for Father's Day, Charles, is a fat little fuzzy Vermont teddy bear.
Very nice.
Vermont teddy bears are handmade in the mountains of Vermont by people who love teddy bears. And they'll personalize one just for your dad or your grad. They'll even help you write the perfect message on your card. Add some gourmet caramels and make sure it gets delivered right to the door on time, anywhere in the country. And it's so simple. All you have to do is call one of their friendly bear counselors at 1-800-829-BEAR. They'll help you choose the perfect bear, like the groovy grad bear or the classic graduation bear, wearing a grad cap and gown and holding a diploma. You can even add your grad's name to the gown or choose from over 100 great bears for dad, tailored to his job or hobby. The Vermont Teddy Bear Company, call them, 1-800-829-BEAR.
Larry liked to refer to himself in the third person. Hi, Larry.
Hello, Larry. Digs your tie. It's hot.
Thanks. What's the problem, Larry?
Larry needs a phone. More importantly, Larry's lady needs a phone.
Uh-huh.
And Larry likes to keep Larry's lady happy.
Larry, now you can get 2 PCS phones for the price of one. One for Larry and One for Larry's lady. Larry likes. Staying in touch is the key to the Larry philosophy. Good for Larry.
Right now, buy one Samsung A460 or N400 for $49.99 after savings and get a second A460 or N400 free instantly. And with the new PCS Free and Clear America plan, pay no roaming charges. Also, get 500 anytime minutes for $55 a month with nationwide long distance, unlimited night, weekend, and PCS to PCS calling. PCS from Sprint. Clearly, a whole new way to look at wireless.
In-store purchase and activation of 2 new lines of service on qualifying plans required. Service plans subject to 2-year agreement and credit. Activation and termination fees apply. PCS to PCS calling for digital areas. Usage restrictions apply. Taxes and surcharges excluded. Offers not available elsewhere. See Sprint stores or sprintpcs.com for details.
Ex-cop Ethan Truman thought he'd seen it all until the day he looked his own death in the face. The Face. The powerful new thriller by Dean Koontz, #1 best-selling author of From the Corner of His Eye. Open your eyes to the new look of suspense. Open your eyes to Dean Koontz. This is The Face. You will never forget. The Face by Dean Koontz. Now a Bantam hardcover.
Get the good stuff.
Right now would be a good time to come to Napa Auto Parts. You can get a Napa Silver oil filter for most cars for just $1.79 with the purchase of any Napa air filter. Napa oil filters are engineered to filter out more dirt and last longer than other filters. This is the good stuff. So remember to change your oil filter every 3,000 miles when you change your oil. And at just $1.79, this is a great time to pick one up.
Get the good stuff.
Napa, get the good stuff.
For the best values in America, hurry to the Chrysler Summer Sales Drive now at your Chrysler dealer. Featuring exciting new products like Pacifica with a 5-star government crash test rating and the all-new Chrysler Crossfire. Plus our award-winning minivans, versatile PT Cruisers, and America's favorite convertibles. Then get some of the hottest deals of the summer. Cash allowances up to $3,500 or 0% financing for up to 5 years on select 2003 models. And every Chrysler is backed by our exclusive 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. A great selection. Big cash allowances or 5 years 0% financing. Plus our 770 warranty. It's the sales event you've been waiting for. Now let us prove we've got the best values in America. Hurry to your Chrysler dealer today. Based on 02 calendar year registrations, $1,000 to $3,500 depending on model. 0% for 60 months means $1,667 per month for $1,000 finance with 10% down for qualified buyers. Excludes Town & Country EX and EL and 2004 models. Excludes Crossfire and Pacifica. See dealer for a copy of this limited warranty. A deductible applies.
26 after the hour here in the Imus in the Morning program. We'll get you up to speed on what's going on in the world here in just a couple of minutes. The Mach 3 Turbo G-Force from Gillette combines the superior technology of the Mach 3 Turbo with a new textured handle. It provides the closest shave you can get for Father's Day. Give Dad the best shave in the world for under $9 with the Mach 3 Turbo G-Force. How'd I get one of these, Bernie?
Excellent idea.
Clearly not listening to me, is he, Charles?
Well, it isn't. It's excellent idea to get one. I mean, Bernie acknowledges that.
Yeah, so...
I bought the Mach 3 a long time ago, but I've been buying the Mach 3 Turbo refills for about 4 months now. They're great.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
The B-man.
I was actually screening a call.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah,
He's right there.
yeah. Well, that's fine. So we'll get to Janice, Dean, and Sid Rosenberg in a moment.
You look great, Chief.
But here, with what's going on in the world,
Another excellent idea.
is my friend Joe. Shut up, Lou, you little jerk.
All right, we'll book him. That's a good idea. Great.
You know, I think we got to start being nicer to Bo. We do? Yeah, I think I do.
Before you shoot somebody, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Except because he can very easily. He's got a short fuse, you know.
Oh, God. And turns purple.
Yeah.
When he's, I mean, now, you know, there's a guy ready to snap.
But they have him on all of these shows, but he's different on these other shows than he is with us. You know.
Yes.
He's more serious.
Right.
So he doesn't know what he's talking about, and it comes all this crime stuff. Anyway, what's going on in the world, Chuck?
President says he fully understands the difficulty that is in front of him in trying to advance the roadmap for peace. I-Man says, though, that progress is being made as he gets ready to head to Egypt for tomorrow's meeting with Arab leaders.
Oh, sure.
The British Foreign Secretary insists the evidence is overwhelming that Saddam Hussein did, in fact, have weapons of mass destruction, said they didn't try to dupe anybody. Surrounded by police and protected by a bulletproof vest, Eric Rudolph headed to federal court, Asheville, North Carolina. They caught him, the suspected Olympic Park bomber, on Saturday. there's an interesting European study that shows M-Clone's controversial drug Erbitux that caused all the trouble for Sam Waxell and Martha Stewart, that it may be effective against cancer after all. After the FDA's initial denial, in 2001, that triggered the insider trading scandal that caught up Mr. Waxell and then subsequently Mr. Stewart. Nope.
Oh, man. How great would that be?
Yeah, he's doing life, and his product is successful.
Yeah, and her life's been ruined. So I guess that wouldn't be great.
And meanwhile, the drug works out. And Hong Kong is reporting that SARS has taken the life of another healthcare worker, the third in 2 days. Nurses in Canada accuse Toronto hospitals of ignoring warnings about the SARS.
Sid, when you say you're back with them, what does that mean?
Well, I'll be doing commercials for them again.
So you're getting... Is this in addition to... You mean doing them on the radio, or are you getting paid to do them?
No, I'm doing it on the radio.
But you're getting paid to do them.
No, not yet, no. I'm not. This is just like I was doing before. I was doing the commercials. I'm doing the commercials again.
Well, are you personally endorsing the product?
I will be personally endorsing the product, yes.
What are they giving you for that?
I don't know yet. We're in talks.
Well, see, like if on the Imus in the Morning program, if a product like the Oral-B 3D XL toothbrush, which of course would be the official toothbrush of the Imus in the Morning program,
right?
It would only these products will only become that. One, if they have enough money, and two, if I actually use them.
That's right.
So.
Well, I will use the product. I like the product. I've always liked the product.
I'm surprised the tanning salons haven't come here yet.
Well, we've been there.
Oh.
We've been there.
Okay.
That'll be next. That'll be coming up.
I'm Sid Rosenberg for Tanning Solutions.
So you two can look like Soriano's baseball mitt.
Want to look like a suitcase in 2 days?
Really, I mean.
Put a handle on you and they'll carry you anywhere.
Join me live.
At least now.
Honest to God, Sid, you really are just... Anyway, in the world of scum, Janice, what?
Do you care that Dr. Kildare finally, after 69 years, admits that he's gay?
How many years?
Richard Chamberlain. 69, he finally admitted that he was gay. He liked little boys. You don't care.
I didn't say like little boys.
No, just liking boys.
Was he a proctologist?
Was he a proctologist? I'm not sure. I never saw Dr. Kildare.
Okay, well, he's had the same squeeze for like 25 years, right?
Oh, so you've known this for this time. This is not new?
No, I know.
Like I might be a lover.
No. I know what's going on, that's all.
I knows what time it is. Don't be no pointing any fingers there, Janice.
A little jealous, too, it sounds like.
Clueless Mariah Carey has decided it's time she come out with her own raunchy clothing line for golfing. Mariah says she got the idea after being warned for not obeying the dress code at her local golf course. I wasn't about to wear some golf shirt with a collar, she pouted. I went on the links in 3-inch high heels and barely anything on, and they didn't seem to mind.
Good Lord.
Oh, good Lord, man. That's the truth. That is just...
My God.
And according to MTV.com, rapper Ludacris is going to be hurling some lyrical spears at the Fox News Channel host Bill O'Reilly on his next album, Chicken and Beer. Ludacris is still angry over O'Reilly's campaign to make Pepsi ads stop using the thug rapper who, quote, encourages violence, intoxication, and degrading conduct to women.
What's wrong with that?
It's become even bigger.
By the way, back to the Bill O'Reilly, Al Franken snit for a second. There's no bigger butt-kissing sycophant, the pathetic weasel than Al Franken. I mean, the guy's funny, but he's pathetic in his...
Bitter, loudmouth jackass.
Oh, my God, he's just... I remember one time I was in Washington for something, I think it was that speech I gave. And he was coming up, and they had the area, the dais roped off, so people like him couldn't get to people there, like the president and other people.
Right.
Oh, God, he was up there trying to get Bill Clinton's attention, and, it was just pathetic.
Nauseating.
Oh, my God, he's just...
here.
I mean, I was thinking of how his children must feel to have a father like that it's just that pathetic.
Wow.
I mean, he's just, oh, God, he's just...
Remember me, Al Franken?
He's really embarrassing. He's just a sniveling, embarrassing, pathetic weasel. But funny. So, at least I think he's funny. Does a great, that's Phil Graham.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Dead.
Think game better than that.
It's not as funny as throat cancer, this guy.
Look at that, Bernie. Come on here. Anything else, Charles?
No, that's it.
17 till the hour.
Now, update Iraq with ITM's Chief Military Affairs Analyst, retired and deceased, General George S. Patton. They say we wanted to nail Saddam Hussein, and now we don't even know whether he's dead or alive. They say we should have put tanks in front of that hawk shop that passed for a museum to guard the equivalent of a bunch of 5,000-year-old bobblehead dolls. They say there never were weapons of mass destruction, despite the fact that the war's over 15 minutes and 99.999% of the land in question has yet to be inspected. Just because we haven't found a haystack-high pile of anthrax in the lobby of the Palestine Hotel, they say that we hyped the intelligence to justify the war. All right, people, I say, who gives a big hairy rat's ass?
Private does, sir.
No, by God, it's time somebody in this country stood up and delineated the reasons we invaded Iraq, point by point.
Where's the tons of gas, sir?
Whether or not we ever turn up so much as a can of Black Flag anti-roach spray will do nothing to diminish our victory.
Somebody been hiding scuds in your ears, sir?
The reason we rolled up Iraq? 2 words, boys. 9/11. A statement had to be made, and we made it. This far, Mr. Raghead, and no farther. Now, the way you make that kind of statement?
Go with the weapons of mass destruction dodge and then kick some Arab ass?
Exactly. Exactly. Drop a US of A combat boot dead center in the middle of Six Flags Over Islam with the implied advice that if you ever try to do anything like that again, we'll be having us a made-in-America turban fire sale from Doha to Dearborn, and everything by God in between.
But the Democrats running for president are all saying...
Still no WMDs?
Yes, sir.
That's because they've got their heads up their butt on this one, Private, and all that's going to reveal is...
weapons of mass self-deception?
Bullseye, Private. Too bad you won't be testifying before John Warner and the United States Senate. You get it, they don't. That is all.
Well, has repeatedly...
Dominic Canese here. Let me get that pronunciation right. Junior Mike from The Sopranos.
Uncle Junior.
Operation Awards-based.
Well, why wouldn't Sid get up and go remove it?
Well, he just
instead of sitting there like a beady-eyed,
I don't think
useless
he knew
weasel.
where you were going.
Well, no, but I mean, Sid could certainly help things, couldn't he? So
Here it goes. It's going off. All right, it is now exposed.
okay, well now they don't show, they're not showing it now. They did show it, but then there it is. Now, how would you describe her look there?
Well, my God, I mean, that looks like somebody who belongs in a lineup.
Huh?
I mean, that's a sullen-looking woman. Holy cow, it looks like, you know, she's just been caught with heavy drugs in her purse or something.
Well, until what I said, that it appeared that she had just caught whiff of, well, I don't think we need to get into it here on the network, but somebody whacking off a big old hunk of cheese.
Yeah, yeah.
And
somebody, you know, laid one.
In a locker room with an unclothed Molly Ivins or something.
yeah, something like that. So I don't think I'm being any harsher with...
No, you weren't. As a matter of fact, you were being... I don't like the choice of description that you made, but nevertheless, you are correct.
I'm not being any harsher with Campbell Brown than I would be with David Gardner.
No,
in fact,
no.
far less with Campbell than with him.
No,
Now, they're digging up what in Iraq?
Bulldozers, dump trucks have begun digging up a site in Iraq, we're told, where military officials believe Saddam Hussein may have been killed. The New York Times says the effort appears to be the largest by the United States so far to determine whether, in fact, Saddam survived. You remember the April 7th raid, the big bunker busters? Saddam and his closest relatives have not been seen for some time. Many Iraqis, though, are convinced the guy is alive and simply in hiding and lurking.
And now Easter Bunny boy, Paul Wolfowitz, is trying to tell us that Tim McVeigh, who blew up the Murrow building, Oklahoma City, had some sort of correspondence going with Al-Qaeda, right?
Well, it is a guy who's an attorney there, actually, I-Man, who said that they've found, on McVeigh, there's some telephone numbers were found that are those, I'm trying to remember the words exactly, connected to Iraqi agents.
He's going to have Saddam connected to Pearl Harbor before this is all over.
He said Saddam's going to be on the grassy knoll in 5 minutes.
God almighty. Shoot Lincoln back in the...
In fact, Charles, that's today's essay.
There you go.
Or tomorrow's. Either one. We'll do it tomorrow.
All right.
Now, coming up on 12 after the hour, here's Janice, who had a rough day yesterday. But one would hope took the advice because it was offered.
Right.
I mean, Bernard, I thought was brutal, but...
In the spirit of a loving older brother, I gave that advice.
Tough love. I mean, it's kind of what the kids get here at the ranch. So we don't tell them they have big old fat butts, but...
I mean, come on. Instead of going to the track with a bunch of fat guys on Saturday, there are better things to do.
Right. Well, yesterday while I was sitting at home, I was...
You know what you need to do? You need to go to my gym, Gold's Gym, and sign up with Cynthia. Ask Sid about her. She's a great trainer. She is a great trainer.
You're right, I-Man. You're exactly right.
She's a great... because she knows nutrition as well. She can get you on a, so you stop shoving the pizzas and heroes and all that junk and drinking all that alcohol and liquor. And
tighten up that booty a little bit.
Get your diet straightened out and get you straightened out.
Get you some guys. Which is the goal.
Which is what we're trying to help you do. So that you're not reduced to having to even consider going out with some fat loser like Chris Carlin.
I appreciate it.
And then borrowing his pants for the evening.
I'm sorry. That's over the top.
That's a little. That's
no good.
That's
what we're trying to avoid.
Good God. That's Rahway prison scared straight stuff. You got to stop.
Oh my God.
That's all.
I
wait a
appreciate
minute.
the concern.
Doesn't Chris Carlin have about a 48-inch waist?
Well, that's neither here nor there. I mean,
You can pitch a tent in those things.
Yeah, well,
he does pitch a tent now and again when he sees you. Now that I think about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I drink.
And Sid Rosenberg has Mad Dog. We can't get to that right this second, but we will get to it.
Well, I've got a couple of good cuts for you. I've got Mandel talking about Mike Milbury. I've got Sammy Sosa. He's got the explanation for you coming up. And
that lion weasel.
Well, hold on. Let him talk first, and when you hear his quote, maybe you'll have
let him try to lie out of what happened. Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm not. How do you know he's lying? Things happen, I-Man. It's not always.
Oh, get the hell out of here.
Wake up.
By the way, on MSNBC now, they're showing 4 podiums, which would be for President Bush, Prime Minister Sharon, Ali Baba, and who else, Chuck?
Probably King Abdullah.
King Abdullah is right.
Okay.
He was first.
King Abdullah.
As formerly the summit host.
He's the one with the beautiful wife.
Mm-hmm. On the beach there, where are they, Charles? Jordan?
Aqaba.
Jordan, yeah. On the beach there, right by the ocean. So, I'll be there. Well, the beach would be by the ocean, wouldn't it?
No, it'd be downtown at 42nd and 3rd.
Could be Lake Michigan.
Coming up on 15 minutes past the hour.
I don't want nobody's kiss if it's not from Imus in the morning.
You want the best for your Nissan, so why get service anywhere but your local Nissan dealer? Whether it's an oil change, brake job, tune-up, or any other service, our factory-trained technicians will use genuine Nissan parts to keep your Nissan fine-tuned and running its best. Don't drive all over town for service. Visit your local Nissan dealer today and let us handle all of your service needs. Affordable service from experts who know your vehicle best. Nissan, genuine service and parts.
Here's some facts you may not know. Mosquitoes are attracted to the breath we exhale, carbon dioxide. They don't migrate. The mosquitoes you have in your yard or on your ranch are yours. They stay right there. They're your little herd. But you can kill the little bastards with a mosquito magnet. And by the way, we're updating all the mosquito magnets here at the ranch. Is what you should do. Mosquito magnet can be purchased at Home Depot, Ace, True Value Hardware, Sears, Target, and Frontgate, and from the Frontgate catalog. They really are terrific and they work. The mosquito magnet. So y'all go to mosquitomagnet.com and check them out.
Imus.
As you may know, Cross Pins is the official pin of the Imus in the Morning program, and And now, in addition to terrific pins, Cross offers a complete line of personal accessories. Stuff like PDA cases and portfolios, business card cases, and a daily planner, a stationary gift set, money clips, key rings, letter openers. And now because it's Cross, everything is made well, after all. These are the people who have backed every pen they've ever made with a lifetime guarantee. And new Cross accessories feature sleek, contemporary styling with materials ranging from black microfiber and satin aluminum to high-quality stationery. New Cross accessories, new personal organization. It's a matter of personal style. A great gift idea for Father's Day. Cross.com has them along with a list of local retailers. So if I were you, I would check them out. Cross, the official pen of the Imus-June program, as I probably said. Well, according to a national survey, about half the people that have jobs hate them. And you get to thinking about it, and you can always find an excuse, to not do what you enjoy doing. And you can put it off, and the next thing you know, I have. So folks to go to the podium there in Jordan. As soon as they do, we'll go to them. I got a fax from Senator Zell Miller. Here's his top 10 country songs. Number 1, She Thinks I Still Care, George Jones, a Dickie Lee song. He wrote that. Mm-hmm. He Stopped Loving Her Today. Yeah. Bobby Braddock and Curly Putnam wrote that one, George Jones song. Just Someone I Used to Know, Jack Clement wrote that. Jones also did it, so Porter and Dolly. Hungry Eyes, a Merle Haggard song, number 4. Number 5, I Can't Help It If I'm Still in Love with You, Hank Williams. Sunday Morning Coming Down, there's a great live version from Johnny Cash that I was listening to the other day. Mm-hmm. Chris Christopherson wrote that. Yep. Till I Gain Control Again, Rodney Crowell. Now, not many people can sing that, but Willie can. And so can Crystal Gayle, according to Senator Miller. And Detroit City, a song written by Mel Tillis. And that's a great song. A lot of people cut it, including Bobby Bear. By day I make the cars, by night I make the bars. And Senator Miller says, could Faulkner or Hemingway in 300 pages have caught the pathos of a displaced person a long way from home any better than that? Boy, there you go. Let's not get crazy, Senator Miller. No, he's right. And then Vince Gill's When I Called Your Name, another song I love. Yeah. And then, unfortunately, Senator Miller sticks in a dopey bluegrass song from the Stanley Brothers. Well, why is that dopey? Bluegrass, come on. Rank Stranger. But there's a lot of them he left out. There's no Harlan and Howard songs by Senator Miller's own admission. So, well, anyway. He was able to discipline himself, though. Yeah, because I've got my list down to 48 now. Right, and then pull out 10 songs and be done with it.
Let's hope you're not going to read all 48 on
22 after the hour. Now, we'll get the Janice Dean and her scum thing in a minute while Janice tries to recover from the Chief, bludgeoning. What?
Speaking of things country, and the reliable source of the Washington Post today, there's a picture of somebody with a cowboy hat, and momentarily we thought it was the I-Man. But it turns out it's Barbara Bush. Similarity is striking.
Oh, wow. Look at that, huh?
You son of a bitch.
Oh, God. Separated at Lloyd Grove does have a sense of humor.
Howdy. How y'all doing? I feel fine.
Can I get some goddamn coffee in here?
I love Merle Haggard. He's good.
All right, here's Sid with a little sports stuff. Sid?
I got 3 cuts for you quickly. Let's go. Sammy Sosa's cut about last night with the whole Cork bat incident. Here he is.
I just, was, trying to get ready and go out there and get ready for the game, and, I just picked the wrong bat.
Right, he picked the wrong bat. It happens. It happens.
Oh, my God.
That's an excuse you would use.
Yeah.
I mean, please.
You don't buy it. How about the Nets getting ready to play the Spurs tonight? And here's a cut from Dikembe Mutombo. This is a well-spoken man. Take a listen to this.
This is a great moment. NBA final is a dream for anybody. I even know it's my second time being in the NBA final. I would love to get an opportunity to play.
I heard somebody say on the Roma's Burning Jim Rome's show on TV, it's a disgrace.
What?
These two teams being in the finals, when it should be the Lakers and, maybe the Nets, but
the Lakers lost to the Spurs.
I understand that, but
and
I forget who was talking on Jim Rome's show, but somebody was saying that Shaquille O'Neal should be ashamed of himself for being a fat pig and not getting into shape.
And being a fat, lazy slob.
Yeah.
Not being hungry enough and thinking
he's going to be a rap artist. I mean, wake up. You wind up like Dwight Yoakam with not a career. So.
Good point. Although he's been acting a lot lately, Dwight Yoakam.
And also yesterday, I've got...
Yeah, but I mean, he sucks.
Dwight Yoakam?
Yes, as an actor.
I just saw him in a movie. He was actually pretty
Sling
believable.
Blade.
Yeah.
Sling
He was
Blade.
also in...
Fine, but he doesn't suck. But I mean,
Not bad.
he sort of doesn't compare to his abilities as a singer.
Well, I'll tell you this. I know a movie he was in. I can't tell you one song he ever did. So what does that tell you?
Well, we don't have time to get into it. What does it tell us, Charles?
I can't know. I don't know.
What else? What's the other cut?
I got Doggy. You want Doggy?
Yeah.
It's 80 seconds. It's Doggy ripping into Islander GM Mike Milbury after Milbury fired Islanders coach Pete Laviolette yesterday. Here it is. This is great radio.
Add them up for me. How many coaches have you hired and fired here since you've been the general manager of the Islanders?
The head coaches have been, not counting the interim coaches, Chris.
Well, I got to count them because they're part of it.
Don't count them because they were there because...
I'm not going to count the coach who was. I'm not going to count the coach who was here when you got the job.
If you want, but I'm telling you that the head
I have to
coaches
count.
and
I mean,
myself,
go ahead.
You can put an asterisk beside him.
Absolutely not. You brought him in as an interim. Then you fired him. I got to count that.
How many coaches, Chris? How many coaches have the New Jersey Devils had in the last?
They won 2 cups for goodness' sake.
How many coaches have the Anaheim Ducks had in the last 8 years?
And they're in a cup final with this guy they brought in here.
Finals last year. How many of the Rangers had?
We don't live in it. Listen, we're not talking. Mike, I'm talking about your track record. How many coaches? I asked a simple question.
I'm asking you.
How many coaches have you hired and fired since you've been an Islander general manager? Count them up for me.
I have hired head coaches, not interim coaches. You figure out the interim coaches. I've hired myself, Rick Bonas, Butch Goring, and Peter Laviolette in the 8 years that I'm here.
And now
Steve Sterling makes 5.
And how many interim coaches?
My 9th year.
And how many interim coaches?
There were 2 other interim coaches, and they were
So, Mike, let me get this straight. You've been the general manager of the New York Islanders, and in your 9 years, you have had under your tutelage 7 coaches. That is a disgrace.
The way you want to interpret it, Chris.
I mean, you can't be the general manager. You put 7 guys in. 7. Not 3, not 2. 7 people.
Potential of bringing different the humanitarian situation in the Palestinian areas and to begin removing unauthorized outposts immediately. I appreciate his gestures of reconciliation on behalf of prisoners and their families and his frank statements about the need for territorial contiguity. As I said yesterday, the issue of settlements must...
What? What?
An historic occasion like that.
Jesus, that's what he seizes on. That's what he seizes on.
25
minutes. Not what he takes away from it. It's what he freaking seizes on.
25 minutes on the 4
God
leaders.
almighty.
Yeah.
Say regularly. Go on. Say it. Go on.
Regularly.
Yeah, sure. Okay, fine.
Well, okay.
All right, case closed.
Well, that's fine.
How would Margaret Mitchell feel about that?
I am not. Don't worry about a flash. I am not the president of the United States.
I don't care.
You got it, Soupy. All right, he made a mistake.
It wasn't even a mistake. I mean, it's a minor little stumble.
I know. I'm just kidding around.
Oh, no.
Anyway, well, Senator Joe Lieberman has postponed his appearance on the program until tomorrow, and because he thought, as did we, that we should carry that, and I'm glad we did. And he was right, and you were right. Right. So Greg Hughes, who is a salesman at our radio station in New York.
Yeah.
He was with Channel 4 for a long time. And
yeah.
He was with us, and he was with Channel 4.
Yeah.
Now he's come back.
Lovely guy.
Yeah, and he's known me for years.
Sure.
So you would think he would know that what we have with the Imus Ranch is a working cattle ranch. We even fly a flag, the one with 13, the flag with 13 stars, on a 40-foot flagpole. I mean, it's an old-time working cattle ranch.
Correct.
There are no televisions.
No.
No video games.
No.
No telephones. No CD players. Nothing. There's a pool table, a poker table, and 2 old-time pinball machines. No hamburger, none of that stuff. The rest of the stuff they're soy burgers, which are actually better than the hamburgers, at least I think they are. And I tried these new ones from Turtle Island Foods there in Hood River, Oregon. They gave us a huge number of them.
Yeah.
The food is fabulous. If you can get kids to eat it and cowboys to eat it, They make him as what it is. It's got to be pretty good.
Kids and cowboys, right.
Because they're the two most finicky groups of people on the planet.
So what about Greg?
He wants to know his brother has developed some kind of hip-hop video game or something. Wanted to know if he could send it out for the kids.
It would have application to the working cattle ranch somehow?
Out to the camp, man?
Yeah, out to the camp. Oh, God. It's just a good thing I'm here, not there, because I'd beat the hell out of him.
I kind of thought maybe the kids were having a good time or something.
Well, they're having a good time.
I mean, like funning it up.
They are. They do have fun. None of them ever want to leave. Charles has been there. He knows what the deal is. I know what you're trying to do, Bernard, but trying to defend your friend Greg Hughes, but there's an idiotic idea, and he ought to know better.
He doesn't understand the concept.
No, he's a moron.
Well, how about it was a nice gesture, but one
No, he's trying to promote his brother's sleazy hip-hop game. That's what he's trying to do.
It's for the kids, man.
Oh, he care about these kids. He wants to get his brother's deals.
That's very cynical.
You're too rough.
He's probably having to funnel some cash to his brother, and he can get him off his back. He can get his jive hip-hop game to fly. You know? Anyway, in the news, Martha Mitchell going to turn herself in, Chuck.
Martha Mitchell?
Martha Stewart. God. Martha off a mental block. Martha Stewart going to turn herself in.
She may surrender at noon Eastern time today, in fact.
And Hillary Clinton says that right up until the end,
very end, baby.
The very end, she thought that Bill Clinton was telling her the truth about Monica Lewinsky.
Right, choir boy.
And that he woke her up in the middle of the night and said,
something's been bothering me, baby. Something's been bothering me.
Excuse me, honey.
You know? I've been over there on that cheating side of town, and
hey, Dumbo, I'm trying to wake your ass up.
I gotta tell you like it is.
And she claims she's gulping for air, you know?
Yeah, that it's
speechless, and then
so
starts screeching at him. Why'd you do this? Why'd you lie to me? Oh, God,
Why'd
please.
you lie, baby?
What a fat, lying, buck-tooth skunk.
Can't believe your lying eyes.
I hope Barbara Walters says to her, well, you must have been somewhat suspicious based on your husband's history.
Based on the Flowers tapes.
If it wasn't for the blue dress, we'd all still be wondering.
Oh, absolutely.
Is he really a right-wing conspiracy, or was he really just an alleged rapist slob?
But when he found him with a big glob of dripping love there calling the blue dress.
That's it. She never expected that. That's the only reason why she's fessing up today.
Do you really think that they sleep in the same room?
No.
Ah, please.
No.
I don't think they sleep in the same town.
No.
Same zip code, for God's sake.
I was wondering how that scene went down when what happened. Is it like a kid holding on when he got the love ick on the blue dress?
Yeah.
Was it a situation like say a 5-year-old kid like Wyatt were to grab a fire hose and just is whipping around out of control like a you know what I'm saying?
Or did it just slowly drip down off her chin like mashed potatoes off your chin?
Come on. God. No, that's not what we want at 610, the sports animal in Albuquerque or any place else in the country.
Whatever am I going to do with this dress?
I'll save it.
That would be a great idea.
For posterity.
12 minutes after the hour. What are the headlines, Chuck?
The president says all people have the right to live in peace at Aqaba. The Palestinian prime minister renounces all terrorism against Israel. The Israeli prime minister says Israel will begin immediately to remove unauthorized settlements.
All I can think of is Anwar Sadat and Yitzhak Rabin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
Well,
God bless them.
But that's...
Got to keep pushing ahead.
Yeah.
This is a slightly different situation, but... And Sadat and... Well, little bacon. Not bacon, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes, I do know what you're saying.
It certainly wouldn't be bacon. Would it?
Probably not.
No. I mean, actually, if you're thinking about it. Janice Dean's in the studio, and of course, Janice had a great day yesterday, and hasn't been all that great today, has it?
Not really, no.
But we're always trying to help.
I understand that there's love in there somewhere.
There is.
Yes,
It's
no
just all love.
Certainly no animosity. That's
Big brother Bernard,
But
look
look
out
at you,
for me.
it's like our little sister, little child.
Our girl.
Yes.
Yeah. Trying to help you.
Thank you.
You won't let us.
Oh, no, I'm taking everything into account. I really am.
Well, you have to take some action.
I understand.
You can't be going out to the Belmont racetrack pigging out with a bunch of pig boats.
Speaking of which, I'm glad you brought this up because I have printed out something about the Belmont here that I think you should be aware of.
Okay.
Funnyside's bid to win the Triple Crown in the Belmont Stakes on Saturday is turning New York into a one-horse town. The stable's hero will bring out a gaggle of luminaries from Hollywood and New York, as well as heavyweights from the political arena. Here are some of the folks that will be at the Belmont. Sarah Jessica Parker.
Well, we don't care about this. About
Meredith
the
Vieira.
C-list celebrities.
Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, but here's the problem.
Goldie Hawn.
Nobody cares.
Judge Judy.
Nobody cares.
Mike
Judge
Francesa.
Judy. You've got D-list celebrities.
Wait, Mike Francesa
Mike
is on that
Francesa
list?
is on the list. George Pataki.
Oh, please,
Michael
stop now.
Bloomberg.
Stop.
Julie
Stop.
Brown, is she on that list?
Here's the problem, but you're not going with any of these people. If you told us you were going to the Belmont with Pataki or Sarah Jessica Parker, that's one thing. You're not going with these people.
How do you know?
Believe me, I know.
Steven Shariffa from The Sopranos.
Yeah, Fat Steve. So?
Michael Imperioli.
He's at the Gentleman Horse Gambler.
Janice, tell I'm serious. Stop reading the names. We don't want to know any more names. These people are going out there.
All right, I just thought I would try to plead my case here.
Well, there's no case to be made when you're talking about Dr. Ruth and Judge Judy. That's not the A-list of Hollywood celebrities.
Wait, Dr. Ruth's going to be there?
Well, you know.
I bet you I'll have lots of great stories to tell.
You better have. Well, no, you're not going to have any, Janice. I mean, you're not going to have any great stories.
Diane Sawyer is going to be
Don't
there.
worry about the stories and us. Worry about yourself.
Yeah.
That's the point of the whole thing here.
Exactly. That's how we're trying to help you.
We don't want you going out there getting drunk and eating, half the buffet table by yourself. And having
No,
nothing
Mike
to show
will be
for it
there.
at the end of the night.
Michael will be there.
Oh, that's nice.
To help me out.
Another fat joke with Mike.
No,
huh?
no
That's
fat
great.
jokes with Mike.
And he got you the tickets, too.
I know.
Oh,
No.
He got you the tickets
I
and doing
love
fat
Mike.
jokes.
No, there was no fat jokes involved.
Head the guy in the back.
Unbelievable. 16 after the hour.
The Holy Land must be shared between the state of Palestine and the state of Israel, living at peace with each other and with every nation of the Middle East.
It's a cheating situation, a stealing invitation to take what's not really ours, to make it through the midnight hour. It's a cheating situation, just a cheap imitation, doing what we have to do when there's no love at home. Imus in the morning.
It's all new, all good, every night on E. This week, it's the end.
The studio, and there's not adequate air in the studio. And they got a big. They have got to get that fixed.
Might as well be in an execution chamber.
And they got to fix it for you people. I mean, I don't have much of a show if you guys are all dead. I mean, I guess I could get some other people. Of course you could. I'll go get Jackie the Joke Man. Certainly. I could get some engineers, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Cal Rosenberg, he's probably out of work.
Go rent a...
Oh, no, I wouldn't be fine.
Diamond
Go
does.
rent a sycophant.
Sure, come on.
Plenty of them.
Yeah. So anyway, basketball starts tonight.
Go to.
I was watching Rome is Burning on ESPN. I love Jim Rome, by the way.
I've watched that show a couple of times.
Guy's good. And he's got to get over himself, but I can deal with that.
That's fine.
That's fine, sure. But there was a guy on there, I don't know who it was, but he was saying about these, it's a disgrace that we're subjected to the New Jersey Nets and the San Antonio Spurs in the basketball finals, and there should be the Knicks and the Lakers, or the Knicks and the Celtics. I mean the Lakers and the Celtics, or the Knicks and the Lakers.
Mitchell.
Or Martha Mitchell.
Right. But
So, I mean, that's
Knicks haven't been good for years, man. The Nets won the finals last year too. They're a legitimate contender at this point.
Well, they got to win it this year, then. Enough.
And Tim Duncan's, Shaq is the best player in the world, but Duncan's right there. It's not like there's a slouch.
So who is Rome indicting? The Knicks players? Or
Well, no, it wasn't Rome. It was somebody else. Well, they were indicting Shaq.
Okay.
for being a fat, lazy slob who thinks he's going to be a movie actor and a rap artist when he should suck it up and get to work.
Hold on, what do you mean when he thinks he's going to be a movie actor and a rap artist? He sold records and you never saw Shazam?
He's awful.
I disagree with Spectacular.
Well, he's acting like he's on welfare. He doesn't have to do anything anymore. He can just lay around and collect the checks. That's basically what the indictment is all about. I mean,
it's outrageous. And here's what I don't like about the Nets. Their uniforms suck. They have bland, hideous, awful uniforms. They're dreadful.
But you know what? If you think about it, think about the Yankee uniform, my man. It's just,
classic, elegant uniforms.
Right. But what's wrong with the Nets? You don't like the color? Is it?
They're no color. They're bland. They're hideous.
This is what, like, when women play mahjong and talk about the NBA Finals, this is about the gist of the conversation. Colors of the uniforms.
After you said. Just sell some more ephedra to people and kill them.
Hold on. I am selling the product without ephedra.
Well, good. That'll work great.
And by the way,
I'll eat a bag of M&Ms.
Pretty much. I got a big day coming up tomorrow, my man, so don't forget. You know I'm going tomorrow night. One of a select few going over to the coach of the New York Football Giants.
He's so excited about it. He had to get that mentioned in again today.
Why would I not be excited about it?
Oh, God, there's 200 people going to be there.
Not 200. About 140, about 140, something like that. But still, I mean, this is the coach of the Giants. I'm coming to his house. It's a big deal. I was invited. Only 5 people in the whole station were invited. Did you know that?
5 people?
Correct.
This station?
That's it.
My God, that's a crowd right there.
No, it's not.
Are they paying you
Good Lord.
Who from the station got invited?
Steve Cohen got invited.
Who didn't get invited?
Mike Francesa got invited. He's not coming. Christopher Russo got invited. He is coming. And me. Excuse me, 4 people. That's it.
Francesa got invited?
That's correct.
Guarantee he's not going.
He's not going, no.
Guarantee it.
Well, he said he's not going. He already told me he's not going.
Well, good. Well, of course not.
Of course not.
Why would anyone go?
I don't understand.
Because you can't go.
When you get these things, this is something you got to learn. You got to break them in, man.
Yeah, you can't go to these things.
Sad, empty life you're leading there, poor
Oh, my God.
You know, the envy and the jealousy coming from you, Bernie, is I mean, you can...
Oh, yeah. Well, you are delusional.
Oh, you can tell if Bernie wanted to be invited, and he's not. So now he's attacking me for no reason.
Yeah, Bernie would be right there. He'd be right there. Yeah,
right there.
Yeah.
Well, but let me ask you, who could invite you to their house right now that you'd be excited about that you want to go to?
Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
There you go. That my choice.
How about somebody who didn't die 6,000 years ago?
How about somebody that you didn't kill?
This summer it's time to jump and jive with a swing.
Lead singer for the Beach Boys. One of them, Mike Love, was really the lead singer. But anyway, good morning, Brian.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm fine. Simon & Schuster just sent me a copy of that new Hillary Clinton book.
Really?
And I got real excited because I was always a big fan of Parliament Funkadelic. It turns out it's another Hillary Clinton. First, I was really confused about the title. I didn't understand it. It takes a village to do what? But I think I figured it out. It takes a village to be a village.
That's her old book, by the way. It's not her current book.
Well, it's only an old book if you haven't read it. It takes more people to be a town, and even more than that to be a whole city. Although it depends on how big the people are. Like, for example, my daughter Cardi used to be a village all by herself. But now she's lost a lot of weight, so she's somewhere between a hamlet and a whistle stop. I really like this book, even though there weren't any pictures in it, so I drew my own in the margins, see? Aren't they nice?
I can't see them. You're on the phone, Brian.
This is Hillary on a surfboard, and this is that fat girl Monica on a surfboard, and this is Bill Clinton showing everybody his Woody. Nice car, huh? Oh, you thought he was showing us the other kind of Woody.
Why don't you go take a nap now, Brian?
Hey, he's waving to us. Hi, Bill. How are you? I'm fine.
22 after the
How
hour.
are you? I just wrote a song.
Brian Wilson. Quickly, what's going on in the world, Charles?
President Bush has wrapped up his overseas trip with a rousing welcome from the U.S. troops at the command center in Qatar. U.S. Army military police taking an investigation house to house after 1 soldier was killed, 5 wounded in Fallujah. U.S. forces are holding a man who was number 30 on the list of 55 Martha Stewart has already begun damage control with this big USA Today open letter full-page ad proclaiming her innocence, I-Man. And the House approved a ban on so-called partial birth abortions that differs only slightly from the Senate version, and the President Bush is expected to add his approval, sign it soon.
The national news here on the Imus Morning program, coincidentally, sponsored by Cross Pens, the official pen of the Imus Morning program.
And the White House.
Right, with the same ink. Here's an America Online instant message that we received here on the Imus Morning program. I think it sucks that President Bush had this historic day yesterday, and all anyone can talk about is that buck-toothed beast Hillary Clinton. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Good morning, all. I have a comment to make, reads another here, about the lovely Janice.
Yeah.
The reason she's having a hard time getting a man, a reason everyone thinks, a reason that's very confusing, but a reason everyone thinks but no one will say is that she comes off as an uptight bitch who is more interested in wrapping her legs around a bottle of Dewar's or a chicken wing than a man. Oh, that's...
Did Bernard send that?
That's from Steve in Pennsylvania. Steve.
Oh.
These are the morons who have access, apparently, to a computer and are able to communicate with us. Which I would encourage you not to do, because we're just not interested. We report and we also decide, by the way.
You brought
with these new FCC regulations, why, there'll be more reason for you to simply just absolutely butt out.
Sure.
What's going on in the world of scum, Janice?
A hot-selling T-shirt celebrating the misery of Martha can be yours by logging on to www.marthastewartlivinginjail.com. It's fantastic is what it is. Martha Department of Corrections T-shirt. The garment, available only in orange, is being offered to you at the low, low price of $9.99.
Here's Sid with sports, Sid.
You know, the whole Sammy Sosa controversy may be much ado about nothing, I-Man. You know, the experts, the guy Chuck Shoup, who works for Louisville Slugger, and some other guy named Adair, who's a professor from Yale, say that when you cork a bat, it does absolutely nothing for you.
Oh, please stop.
Here's the cork.
Just get out of the studio.
It's illegal.
It doesn't make any difference.
Illegal.
Jerk. I mean, that's number one.
No.
The guy's destroyed his reputation in his career and has set a hideous example for all of us, including the little boys and girls that want to play baseball. He's a lion skunk. He should be deported. Exactly.
He had 76 bats that were checked yesterday, not one had cork in it, by the way.
No, he used the one that had cork in it, you moron.
No kidding.
Can I just read you this quote for 1 second? It's important. You need to know this, I-Man.
San Antonio beat the Nets last night by about 500 points.
I used the wrong bat.
And the hockey game is tonight, Game 5.
Game 5, series is tied at 2 games apiece.
I'm sorry.
God. You are just a...
It's the football.
What's the point you want to make? And make it quickly.
Here it is. Here's the quote. You ready, I-Man?
Yeah.
Quote, it's the physics of baseball. Mass is what drives the ball. By corking a bat, you're reducing mass so that it really
Why is it because it's
hold on.
illegal?
Hold on.
He used it in practice to make the ball go further.
Well, I said 9:29's better. I mean,
Why'd you give him a choice, Don? Just tell Mike he's got to come on at 6:30.
Didn't you want
Nobody listens at 9:29 because they know what's coming next.
Yeah, a half-hour commercial. See, we know that. But
No, Sid and Jody.
Oh, I thought you meant the commercials first. The commercials are better, right? What time do you want me?
Well, if you don't want to get up.
No,
early,
what?
I mean,
Let me ask you this. Just do it this way. What time do you want me to be on?
well, how about sometime between 7 and 8, and we'll just fit you in there somewhere.
Well, tell me what time to call, and I'll call.
Well, I don't... 20 after 7.
I'll be there.
Now,
have you made a bona fide... We know who you're picking, but what's your deal here? You got a deal with the ranch or something, with the NTRA or something?
I have $5,000 I can bet.
On your horse?
I'm putting it all on Empire Maker.
No, you can't do that.
Oh, well, the horse, the funny side, hasn't got a chance in this race.
Wait, you're getting off your horse now?
Oh, absolutely.
You're getting off him? Why?
Because the horse is not going to win, Mike.
So now you have taken him the 2 legs, and you're bailing on him now.
Why would you do that?
After you picked him in the Derby, picked him in the Preakness, you now are bailing on him.
It's
going to be an off track.
Maybe, yeah.
And it's too big a New York deal to be 125,000 New York phonies out there.
Absolutely. Well, about 100,000 phonies, about 25,000 who actually go all the time, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'd love to see the horse win, but...
But you say no chance.
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
Well, you like Scrimshaw, Don? Who do you like in this race?
He likes Empire Maker.
You like the Empire Maker, huh? Wow.
How's the ranch?
That's great.
You got any kids there yet?
No, they come in about a week.
They do?
So you got a nice little relaxing week before they all show, right?
Oh, yeah.
Don, when they leave there, where do they spend their second week? Devil's Island?
The FCC made us turn off our radio station, so I have to watch you guys on TV. And actually, the DirecTV turned off my Yes network, so...
They did?
So I don't know what to do.
Why is that?
Who knows? Maybe I didn't pay the bill or something.
I'll call you at 7:20.
Thanks, Mike.
Bye. All right, there, Don. 2:20, Mike. Mill Pond Golf. Here's the update. Axe. Sports Radio 66.
WFAN 2020 Sports.
Chris Serena Williams came up short of her bid for a fifth consecutive Grand Slam title when she felt...
They had Bruce Robinson, but they didn't have Charlie Robinson. Charlie's more popular than Bruce. His brother. They're both good, but I don't know. Now they have Charlie's tracks on there.
All right.
So, I mean, they add stuff all the time.
Yeah. Great.
One thing they don't have Ramblin' Man from either the Allman Brothers Band, from Greg Allman, or remember the Greg Allman Band, and then Greg Allman, and then the Allman Brothers?
Yes.
Why would that be, Lou?
They're not up to snuff, then.
I mean?
They're just not up to snuff, I guess.
Well, they have every other Allman Brothers, they have Midnight Rider on there 5,000 times. Well, that's a great service. I mean, it's a great service. Talk about Apple Music's iTunes. It's a good deal. I don't understand that, but they got to make a deal with the Beatles, and they got to make a deal with the Stones and people like that, but they won't. So, anyway, that's the business report sponsored by the New York Stock Exchange. 13 after the hour. Chris Matthews is coming up. Bo Dietl, Fred, Racky and Bullwinkle, Andy Rooney. Janice Dean's in the studio with the Scum Report. Janice went to the Belmont on Saturday and apparently did not have a great time, right?
There was pouring rain, and I don't remember a lot of it.
Huh? And you didn't meet
I didn't meet anybody.
As I believe Bernard told you, didn't you, Bernard?
Total waste of time, exactly.
And there was no buffet.
I told her the same thing. We're going to have a bunch of wealthy guys and a bunch of Mexican midgets. That's the whole...
There were no wealthy guys that I saw.
Wow. Yeah. Look where you were sitting, Francesca. Put you in with the steerage.
That was not good. Francesca didn't come up big,
No,
if I'd have gotten the tickets, you'd have been, if I'd have been there, you'd have been in our deal. So, you'd have been on the Adjet, not in the shuttle.
Well, they were free tickets.
It's not good.
What am I going to do?
Well, here's Sid with tape proof of what happened on, when I called in the Mike and the Mad Dog. So let's get right to that tape, Sid.
Here it is, right here, I'm in.
All right.
I'm pressing the button. It's not working just yet. What's your deal here? You got a deal with the ranch or something, with the NTRA or something?
I have $5,000 I can bet.
On your horse?
I'm putting it all on Empire Maker.
No, you can't do that.
Oh, well, the horse, the funny side, that's got a chance in this race.
Wait, you're getting off your horse now?
Oh, absolutely.
You're getting off him? Why?
Because the horse is not going to win, Mike.
So now you have taken him to 2 legs, and you're bailing on him now.
Why would you do that?
After you picked him in the Derby, picked him in the Preakness, you now are bailing on him.
It's going to be an off track.
Maybe, yeah.
It's too big a New York deal to be 125,000 New York phonies out there.
Absolutely. Well, about 100,000 phonies, about 25,000 who actually go all the time, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And, I'd love to see the horse win,
but you say no chance.
Not a chance. Well, there you go.
Every child needs someplace to go after school. So I think it's important to point out that the hours between 3 and 7 at night are the most vulnerable hours for young people to get in trouble. There is this sort of assumption that everybody that gets in trouble when they're young has just already been abandoned. That's not true. Most of the kids that get in trouble after school closes and before their parents get home from work.
Tell your mama, tell your pa, gonna tell you right now, Mama, you don't do right.
I think the investors can have confidence that meaningful
Well, there's an article, apparently on page 17 of the New York Post, right, Charles?
Exactly.
About people who live in Connecticut, and what is the gist of the article?
Looking at the top 10 metro areas where so-called upper crust have households with at least $2 million in assets and yearly income of $200,000 or more. And number one on the list is the Stamford, Norwalk, Connecticut area.
Right.
Has 35,267 households that fit those criteria.
And there's my picture there.
And there's a picture of the I-Man as being, quote, the talk of Westport, and showing the I-Man's Westport, Connecticut home, with a price tag attached and a very brief description of number of bedrooms and number of baths.
A picture of my house?
Yes, it is.
Really? Nice
yes,
shot.
it is.
Picture of a house in Westport, Connecticut.
I'm assuming it's the I-Man. That's a very good point.
It's not my house.
It's not?
No, I can see that.
Oh, okay.
Because, first of all, I don't live in Connecticut. I live in Manhattan.
Right.
I spend 56 days a year in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Actually, I try to get the Andrews brother to work one of those tax scams, you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember.
They threatened to have me arrested.
Absolutely.
Well, there's a picture of my house in the current issue of Architectural Digest.
Far better than this, whatever this is.
And it's on, we bought 5 acres on the water in Westport. And tore the house down that was there, and the guest house down, tore them both down.
Yeah.
And about a week later, I got the idea for this ranch.
Great.
So I have 5 acres on the water in Westport and no house on it, but I can't resell it. So I have to design and decorate the ranch. So I said, you also got to do another house in Westport
while you're at it. In your spare time.
Yeah. So there was an article by John Mainelli a few years ago in the New York Post about how I had built this ranch as a vacation home. When in fact, the vacation home was in Westport.
Yeah.
Which it cost more to build Westport than it cost to build this ranch. And so the reason I let them film it, or let them shoot it, was because people contributed over $30 million to build this ranch. I mean, you know, our tax records are also available, but I didn't want anybody to think that that's what I'd done. I mean, it was outrageous. Remember that?
Of course I do.
I mean, I didn't mind stern to somebody saying it. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to make fun of me. So, I mean, I don't mind that. But for some nitwit jerk to write an article about it, which then generated more articles, which I then had to deal with. I mean, I don't want to deal with it. I want, you know. So Nancy Collins, a woman, is a brilliant writer, by the way. She writes for everybody, Rolling Stone, and everybody, right? So she came up and did a story. She talked to David, and Mary Nichols shot the house in Westport. So this is not a bad place. Which, by the way, you can buy for $20 million if you got that. If you get out of that deal. So anyway, so that was the. It's not one of those deals where, hey, look at my house. It's just that we got ourselves in a situation where we had to develop the property. Well, what could you do?
Well, you could do nothing. You painted yourself in that kind of a real estate corner.
And thank God we did, because I lived next door to Walter Levine, who saved my life.
Absolutely.
God bless it. Walter Levine, who was one of the greatest people on the planet. Yep. Got me hooked up with Dr. Richard Mathey.
Yep.
One of the foremost pulmonary specialists in the world. And they actually saved my life. So all good things, but. And we live in Manhattan. We don't live in Connecticut. We live in Manhattan. We go to Connecticut 56 days a year. And we spend almost 5 months a year at the ranch. Where I'd much rather be with these little children. Although I guess we could have them come up and go kayaking. There's certainly enough bedrooms in Westport. There's many bedrooms in that house in Westport as there are at the ranch. Anyway, it's in the July edition of Architectural Digest, and let's not have any more talk about. I was very proud of my wife, by the way, who did both of these projects simultaneously. It was a real pleasure to live with her. You can imagine. Well, she was under a lot of pressure.
Oh, of course.
And there's a picture of me and my wife on page 145. It's a July edition of it. Yeah. And we're making googly eyes at each other.
Yes.
God, we just had a horrible fight. Oh, Jesus.
Nearly a bloodletting.
Oh, well, she nearly punched me. You know? But, because I don't know what. I had done something. I said something icky. And, of course, she can't say anything icky to her because she won't put up with it. So she was refusing to take the picture. Well, and I talked her into it. Have you seen it, Charles? Did you see the picture?
Yes, I guess I have.
A pretty googly-eyed picture, huh?
Oh, it looks like the most adoring couple ever.
Well, we do love each other, but I mean...
But at that moment,
it was an ugly situation.
Well, that's my point.
Yeah. And who's the guy who got sucked in by Stern, and who's the guy who got sucked in by us? That dope John Mainelli over at the New York Post. He's got an article in Saturday's Post buying into that tomorrow was Sid's last day on the program. I guess I must be fired, says the title. Yeah. He read that bombshell. The bombshell that sportscaster Mike Breen is returning on Wednesday left Rosenberg stunned and Imus stammering after it was unintentionally revealed by FAN's Mike Francesa. By the way, we had never even thought of it. The whole idea was Francesa's idea. No, it was Francesa just brought it up on the air, just jerking my chain. And then this moron writes an article about it.
That guy should be raked over the coals.
Breen is going to come in and fill in for Sid on Wednesday. Where are you going, Sid?
Jody and I are going to do a series of golf tournaments this year, my man, and the first one is this Wednesday.
Yeah, well, that's what that said. Anyway, so I've wasted all this time now. We have to get to Chris Matthews, and there are a number of things I want to talk to him about.
Sure.
I'll tell you why his show is successful on Sunday mornings. Sometimes it beats Face the Nation and Fox in this week. You know that?
No.
Well, I'll tell you why coming up. Hang on.
You ain't nothing but a hound. In the morning.
Oh, remember, you have to vote for president.
Dempsey, New Jersey?
No,
It's in northern New Jersey. I mean, that's where we're almost number one in that area.
And where?
In northern New Jersey.
But the place doesn't exist. I'm trying to tell you this. Now I'm trying to get the mayor of East Rutherford on the phone to try to find this Dempsey, New Jersey. It's Jim Casella.
Get the mayor of Dempsey, New Jersey on the phone or else.
In the morning.
All right, Mohegan Sun wants you to win your share of $350,000.
If I mention these two books to you, I mean, Clockers and Freedom Land, what would that say to you?
I would say the author Richard Price.
And well, by the way, it's not just the author of those two books, but also the mayor of Dempsey, New Jersey. I mean, you must think I'm a moron.
I do.
No.
You must think, I mean, I'm going to find this stuff out eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah.
But the point is that while it takes you a while to find out, it's like when we fired you, or when we told you you were being replaced by Breen.
Right.
Although I know you didn't believe that.
No.
At any rate.
But you knew the whole time I knew exactly where you were going with this, right?
Yes.
Okay. You knew I knew there wasn't a Dempsey, New Jersey. You knew I knew who Richard Price was, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Come on. Yeah, now I know better than that. He's in there. Hey, Charles, I can't find this. Dempsey. You got to help me. Who should I call? What should I do? State police? Or how do I find this place?
Here's one of my favorite reporters, by the way, from NBC News. Ann Thompson. Remember when she was a local reporter, I think in Chicago, Chuck? And then, yes, I do. Something happened, and now the girl's a big star on NBC. Have mercy now. Well, she's down at the Federal Courthouse in Lower Manhattan, just walking the streets there, I guess. Anyway, good morning, Ann.
Good morning, Don. I'm here outside the Daniel Patrick Moynihan Federal Courthouse. We're waiting for Sam Waxel to come and find out how long he's going to spend in prison for his role in the insider stock trading scandal.
And what does everybody think? What do you think?
Well, the federal guidelines would suggest that he could get anywhere from 70 to 87 months, which is 7 years and change there. But he could actually get more if the judge really decides to throw the book at him. And you'll see a strong argument from federal prosecutors today in court as to why he should spend more time in prison. Waxel, as you know, pleaded guilty back in October to a variety of counts, including securities fraud and conspiracy to obstruct justice, as well as perjury for tipping off his father and his daughter to sell their shares of influence stock before the news came out that the government was going to reject the application for Herbatax, their colon cancer-fighting drug, before that news became public and sent the stock price plunging.
Of course, the irony of all this is, as you well know, that there's an outfit in Britain that suggested that there may be actually some value to this
What's this stuff called he came up with?
Well, it's called Erbitux, and you're right. There have been some recent clinical trials which suggest that in some cases, Erbitux actually does shrink the tumors, and that has sent Inflone's stock price up again. It closed yesterday at $35 and change, which is a far cry from the $73, I believe, was the high that it hit. But still, it's on its way back up. It's sort of one of the great ironies of this case.
Did they fingerprint Martha Stewart yesterday?
They did indeed. The FBI fingerprinted her yesterday. The U.S. Marshals did that last week when she came in for her arraignment, but yesterday she was brought down to FBI headquarters.
And Janice in the studio, and so is Sid Rosenberg, and the great George Carlin. There's on the Trio Television Network, which is channel 315 on your DirecTV, they're doing a series on what's offensive in comedy, and they're running this one of the few filmed appearances of Lenny Bruce, but it was in the period where Lenny was reading from the court transcripts. I don't know. It was later on, I guess. That was a funny bastard, Lenny Smith. I mean, Lenny Bruce, I'm going to tell you. Jesus, God, was he funny. But anyway, at this point, you can go for long stretches there, and there's not a lot of yucks. Well, this reminds me, Rob Bartlett and the Bartletts will be at the... No, come on, why did... That was unnecessary. No. Terrible. And not true, by the way. No. Particularly after Rob gave me 30 questions for PBS. That's awful, isn't it? That's gratitude. Yeah, what a bastard I am. By the way, I owe an apology to... well, I hate to apologize to this sniveling little punk, but I'm going to. Now, John Mainelli and I talked to Mike Shane, editor over at New York Post, who I actually like, by the way. I mean, I like the conversation I had with him. But Mainelli did try to... He ran a story on Saturday about Sid being fired. Yeah. And he did try to call me. There were two messages there, or one message here at the ranch, but Samantha didn't check it from Friday at 4 o'clock until Monday morning at 8 because the kids don't arrive until Saturday, and so no reason to check the messages. I mean, if people want to get us at the ranch, they know how to get they have my cell phone and all that. Anyway, so he did try to call. He tried to call Lee Davis, tried to call somebody at corporate, tried to call Mark, tried to call... But he said he couldn't get a hold of Sid Rosenberg. This is John Mainelli. This guy's former program director of ABC, by the way, radio.
Well, in defense to John, there were also messages left that I just checked. I mean, I had not checked the last couple of days from Mainelli on my
Yeah, so he did. But he didn't say that in his story.
No, he didn't.
He didn't say in his initial story that he had tried to call anybody, which is what he should have said. And I asked him why he went with the story when he didn't talk to anybody, because I wouldn't have lied to him off the air. Because it was a joke. So he said, well, don't you feel bad that the listeners had to go all weekend not knowing whether Sid was fired or not? And I said, no, I don't feel bad. He said, well, don't you feel bad that Sid might have... He said, Sid looked on MSNBC like he was really upset and like he was going to lose his job. He said, don't you feel bad about that? I said, no, I don't feel bad about that. What are you, nuts?
What a tremendous acting job on my part.
Yeah, that was really good. I mean, that was great. This guy bought into it. Well, my question for the New York Post was, and by the way, the situation with Mainelli is that this is a jerk who, when they were suggesting that the Imus, when Stern was suggesting that I built the Imus Ranch as a vacation home, and it was a big scam, and I'd raised $30 million for my own benefit. He ran the story and never called me to ask me what the deal was. There you go. Now, had he called me when he's and he never made any attempt to call me in that time. He just simply ran that story. And I said, I feel a particular responsibility, obviously, to the thousands of people who gave me millions of dollars to build this ranch and run it for these little kids with cancer. I mean, which is why I say over and over again, it's not a Michael Bolton deal or one of those celebrity rip-off deals. I pay for my own jet. I pay for my own trucks. I pay for my own horses, my own saddles, everything. It cost me a couple $1 million a year just to run this place of my own money. Not a couple million, but probably $1 million. I didn't want people trust me. I've been around for a long time, and there's no radio personality on earth who could raise $30 million on the radio. Nobody. And the reason I was able to raise it is because people trust me. So if Stern says that's his job and he should do it, and that's it, it's funny. And it's funny when we brag on people. But when you put it in a newspaper, then people begin to think it's gospel, which is the reason. So I pointed out to him that in the current issue of Architectural Digest, the July edition, they came up and shot our Westport home, which Deirdre built and designed at the same time. She built the ranch. Cost me $20 million for 5 acres on the water in Westport. And that was going to be the vacation home. Well, we don't ever go there because why don't we go there? Because we're here. So I said, why not do that? Why not mention that? Do you think they'll do that? Well, of course they won't do it. Will they? Absolutely. Hell no. Hell no. Hey, so, I mean, you know, but do I have a vendetta against the Post? Obviously not. We put everybody from the New York, Fred Dicker, and sure, Linda Stassi, and all these, Richard Johnson, all these people. But I mean, it was a punk chump move of Mainelli's part, and he to stick it to me by not even asking me whether it was true or not, and by running the article in the first place. You don't take some radio bit that Stern does or I do and make a news story out of it, which is what he did with the Sid thing without. And he said, well, he couldn't get a hold of me, so he had to run it. But, God. Outrageous. I mean, that's absurd. Yeah. And I said, why didn't you call Sid? He said, I couldn't get a hold of him. I said, he's on the radio taking phone calls from listeners. What do you mean he couldn't get a hold of him? Call in. And he said, well, I didn't actually watch you. He said, I taped your show, so I didn't see it till later. Oh. But he was suggesting that because I hadn't gotten his phone messages and called him back, that was my fault. Meanwhile, he hadn't listened to the show. He taped it. So, I mean, it's absurd. Whole thing. Anyway, I wanted to be fair and at least point out that they did try to call. So. Damn right. But it's still a punk move. Fair balance, baby.
Get faster, people, get faster, get faster. I'm in the morning.
If you're looking for that perfect Father's Day gift for Dad,